Samsung S7 Edge. The customer brought it in with a broken glass. Unfortunately, I've actually cleaned all that out. I've also sort of had to make sure that there's no debris inside this. The lens has been slightly scratched, which I have sort of had a look which I discovered when I had a look through my microscope, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do about that other than replacing the entire camera assembly, which is not going to happen, and it doesn't sort of affect the camera quality. They're very fine scratches. Let me just turn the phone on. While the phone's turning on, there's something else I need to discuss. Okay, I bought these lens sort of off internet, and unfortunately, what you've got to be careful with that these lenses are plastic, which I didn't know. It was clearly advertised as glass, and the guy is sort of disputing that it's glass. I'm not going to slag him off in terms of his user ID on eBay or internet, whatever it is. I'm not prepared to do that. I don't think that's the right way of approach. I have made my point across, and I have the proof here that this is plastic. So this is glass, so he says. Now, glass doesn't bend like this, does it? Glass doesn't bend like this, does it? As soon as how I knew about the fact that it is plastic, I was confirmed, is I had a funny feeling that it looked plasticky. So what I've done is I've applied the adhesive here, and then I put this on, and then I applied a little bit of a hot air around just to sort of have the adhesive adhere to the both on the phone and the back of the lens, so that it sticks properly. But unfortunately, as soon as I did that, the lens started deforming, and that's when I clocked on. I'm gonna say this is plastic. So I took it back, contacted him straight away, and I mean, he's refunded, but insisting that it's a glass lens, which is not. It's clearly it's not a glass lens. So what this is with this is going to go in the bin. So when you're ordering stuff, just be careful that you don't sort of order duff parts. I ordered this from TechZone in UK. And this is glass. I'm not going to crack it, bend it, but there's a lot of resistance basically. There's a lot of resistance. You can tell straight away that this is glass. So let's apply this on. In terms of well, just before going on to that, in terms of the camera, I don't think that the fine scratches have actually affected the camera, but we're going to sort of have a look. Let me get the. Okay, so this is what you can see. Oops, wrong button. See if we can. There you go. So I can't physically see anything sort of affecting those scratches affecting the lens. Okay, let's sort of. Go back out. It may have a little bit of a dust particles, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my compressor to just blow gently on top of this without blowing these away, because otherwise I'll be stuck. Let me sort of okay, let's get the camera back on. That's very interesting. I don't know if you can see, there's a little dot here and a few other dots here. There's one there and one there. Now, what I don't want to do is put the thing back together and then sort of realise there was dust particles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my microscope, just make sure that I can see what I'm recording. And so can you. Let's just sort of grab my microscope and have a quick look at the lens and see if there is anything that should be, because I didn't spot this yesterday. It was all fine yesterday, so just wondering whether if it's picked something up while in the process of waiting for the replacement or new parts to come. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to get a little brush. And I'll be using IPA 70. Just squirt a little bit on the tip of that brush. And then take the excess off. Quickly just sort of, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Can you? Yes, you can, I think. Just going to quickly go over that lens and just get rid of any dust that may be sitting on the top of it. You've got to be very careful that you don't damage the movements mechanism on the camera. Yep, there was quite a bit of dust on that lens since I sort of did what I did. I'm going to tilt it in an angle so I can sweep away. I think this is as good as we're going to get. I'm going to blow a bit of a compressed air on it. Just make sure that the lens is nice and clean. There is a bit of a greyness I can see on the tip of the lens. Could that be the or the optics, I should say? Could that be the scratches? Or yeah, that looks like. Yeah, there's no way of getting rid of that, basically. I mean, when you do get a cracked screen, I mean, just get it attended to a workshop nearest to yourself, and get them to sort of sort you out with a replacement lens, so that in that way you're sort of minimising the damage to the optics. Unfortunately, nope. So the damage has been done, but I'm just going to carry on sort of doing what I need to do. It's not too bad, but should be okay. Right, I can't see what I'm recording, so I'm going to have to turn the camera back. And that's okay. This was all cleaned yesterday, but I'm probably most probably just going to go over it again just to sort of make sure that there's nothing being left. Okay, so IPA, just give it a nice clean. That's IPA 100%, not IPA 70%. My hand's on the way, so you guys can't see what I'm doing with the cotton bud. Just go around. I'm going to do a final inspection on the microscope to make sure that I haven't put anything on it. So just bear with me for a sec. I don't think I have, but I'm still going to insist on giving it a quick wiggle with the cotton bud. There's a lot of dirt, but there is a lot of sort of like a dirt on the that's a good sort of way of doing it. Spray a bit of IPA 70%. IPA 70% is really good for cleaning screens and things like that. You know, really good. It doesn't leave a smear on. But if you're using anything else, like 100% alcohol, then that does leave a smear on, unfortunately. I'm not so sure whether if I can get rid of this. Let's get a fresh cotton bud. Just there's a bit of a cloudiness on the actual lens. Okay. That's cleared up pretty much well, actually. So the tip of that brush must have been a little bit contaminated, or dirty I should say. And thanks to the compressor, there's no compressed air. So we'll have to get that going. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is, while that's happening, I'm going to sort of apply, get rid of the microscope for now, I'll bring that back into scene shortly. Let's apply a bit of adhesive for the lens. Just drop it in there. Okay, and then nice and gently just press it down. Okay, and then I'm going to take layer off. So that's nice, and the adhesive is nice and flush fitted, kind of. Let's just check the lens, make sure there's nothing else on the lens. I'm going to give it a quick blow with the compressed air. Okay, and then here we come to the lens. Make sure that the lens is nice and clean. Let's move the microscope away. And on this one you can clearly see which is the bottom, the one layer and the top layer. So where it says UT, this is where it'll be going down onto the phone, basically. So what I'm going to do is I need to peel off the protective layer and make sure there's no debris or dust on the lens, the glass lens. Yep, that's fine, but I'm still going to give it a bit of a blow with the compressor. Okay, and now nice and gently drop that into its place. Okay, I'll use a microfiber cloth or tissue, whatever it is, just nice and gently give it a press. And what I would do at this stage is apply a tiny amount of hot air onto the lens, very tiny. Just wait for it to sort of when you first take this nozzle off the hot station, right, it jumps up to about 180 degree, and then it sort of sets itself to the desired temperature. So all I'm going to do is just a tiny amount, very ever so tiny amount of hot air for a few seconds. I'd say about 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That'll do. Just nice and gently press it down. think that's a treat, that. Absolutely. There we go, nice and flush. And this is glass, by the way, not the cheap fake. See what the camera looks like. Cool. Seems perfectly fine, nice and clear. Yes, we can't get rid of that dot and a few dots here, but that's because of an issue with the lens itself, unfortunately. Other than that, job well done. Thank you for watching.